everyone, and welcome back to the Vedic Math series by Wizartist. Today, we will be studying the third chapter for Vedic Maths, that is, Subtraction. We are going to be covering three concepts in this video. Subtraction using Nikhilam, subtraction using Nikhilam, but this time for larger numbers, and Navashesh to check subtraction, that is, whether the subtraction that we have done is giving us the correct answer or not. Moving on for the first concept, that is subtraction by Nikhilam. Now, we have already done and studied this concept in the first video, so you can go and check that out. In this video, let's just have a revision of the same. Let's take the example as 7,439 minus 2,768. So let's place those numbers one below the other. Now, we all know that when you do subtraction using this Vedic math trick, you go in this way, unlike the conventional method. So you go from the left to the right side. So we'll be having a look at the first, that is 7 minus 2, which has the answer as 5. Next, we have 4 and 7. We know that 4 is smaller than 7, so we will be using the Nikhilam trick. That means 4 plus the Nikhilam of 7. The Nikhilam of 7, simply to find it, we're going to subtract it by 10, and we know that 10 minus 7 is 3. So 4 plus 3, that is 7. Now, before that, we don't forget that you have to put minus 1 in the previous column. So here we put the minus 1, and then we're going to place the answer that we got, that is 7, over here. All right? Moving on to the next column, we have 3 and 6. Now, 3, again, is smaller than 6, so we are going to do the Nikhilam trick, that is 3 plus Nikhilam of 6. Nikhilam of 6 is 10 minus 6, which equals 4. That is what we're going to be adding to 3. 3 plus 4 is 7. Before that, let's place minus 1 in the previous column, as done over here, and then simply write down 7 that we got as our answer. Next, we have 9 minus 8, which is simply 1. Now, let's find out the final answer. So the answer finally is 4,671. All right? Now let's move on to the next concept, subtraction for larger numbers. Now, everything is same. The only difference is that now you'll have to look at more columns. All right, so let's just place our numbers one below the other, as you can see over here. All right, now the entire process, the entire steps are going to be the same. I'm just going to give you an example over here to understand it better, okay? Starting off with 4 minus 1, because we go like this, you know? Reminder, that's how you're going to do it for Vedic math. So 4 minus 1 is simply 3. Next, we have 5 and 9. We know that 5 is smaller than 9, so we're going to do the Nikhilam trick. Simply 5 plus Nikhilam of 9. Nikhilam of 9 is 10 minus 9, which equals 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6. Before that, don't forget to put minus 1 in the previous column and write down 6 as it is. Next, we have 3 minus 0, that is 3 again itself. Then 2 minus 0, that is 2. And then 1 and 8. Now, 1 is smaller than 8. We're going to continue the same trick. And we're going to get 1 plus 2. 2 being the Nikhilam of 8. How? 10 minus 8 is 2. All right? So you're going to add 1 with 2. And that is 3. Before that, don't forget to put minus 1 in the previous column. Now, you might get confused that do we have to put it everywhere else? No, just the previous column. That is, previous column is this one. So you're going to place minus 1 over here like this. And it's not needed for any other column. Let's just simply place down 3, which is the value we found out over here. All right. Now, let's calculate the final answer. 3 minus 1, 2, 6, and 3 are going to come as it is because we have no minus 1 over here. 2 minus 1 is the 1 itself, and then we have 3. So therefore, the final answer is going to be 26,313. Now let's move on to the next concept, that is Navashesh to check subtraction. Now, suppose you have done a calculation involving subtraction and you're not sure whether the answer that you've got is correct or not. So you can use this simple trick to verify your answer. So let's just understand it theoretically and then we'll understand it better with the help of an example. So first you have to find the Navashesh of the minuend, subtrahend, and the difference. Now, these are three big words or terms that we all did learn in our, younger grades, but we don't really remember it. So a little recap, minuend and subtrahend are the two numbers that are subtracted. Suppose if we have an example as 8 minus 2 is equals to 6, right? So 8 and 2 over here are the minuend and subtrahend, okay? And the difference is basically the answer, right? The answer you get is the difference. So over here, 6 is the difference. All right? To repeat it once again, minuend and subtrahend are the numbers that are subtracted, and difference is the answer or the solution that you get. Now, subtract the Navasheshas of the minuend and subtrahend. So whatever you get as the Navashesh of the minuend and subtrahend subtracted, if both the values are equal, then the calculation is correct. Here, both the values refers to the difference of the Navashesh of minuend and subtrahend and Navashesh of the answer. So basically, the value that you get in this step and the Navashesh of the difference, if these two values are equal, then the calculation that you've done is correct. Here we have an example of 834 minus 345. So 834 is the minuend and 345 is the subtrahend. And therefore, the difference that is given to us is 489. So this is the difference. All right, I've just written down in short, so bear with me. Again, repeating that the two numbers that are subtracted over here, that is 834 and 345, are the minuend and subtrahend respectively. And the number that you get after subtracting the two, that is 489, is the difference. Let's first find the Navasheshas of the subtrahend and the minuend. Starting off with 834, the Navashesh is 8 plus 3 plus 4, that is 15. Now, we learned in the first video that a Navashesh cannot be a two-digit or more than that digit number. So we're going to simplify it as 1 plus 5, that is 6. Moving on to the subtrahend, 3 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12, reducing that to become one digit because we're finding Navashesh, 1 plus 2 equals 3. So these are the two Navasheshas that are required over here in the second step, okay? Now what do we have to do? We have to subtract them. Now, look, what might happen is that sometimes the, Navashesh of the below number might be greater. Sometimes the Navashesh of the above number might be greater. So always we're going to do it normally. Whatever is the greater number, we're going to place it first and then subtract the smaller number, or that is 3 in this case. And whatever is the answer that we get is the value that we will consider. Next over here, we need to find out the Navashesh of the difference, that is 489. So the Navashesh would be 4 plus 8 plus 9. 4 plus 8 plus 9 will give us 21. To reduce it for a Navashesh form, 2 plus 1 will be 3. And therefore, the two values that we got, the 3 as the difference between these two and the 3 as the Navashesh over here, these two values, both the values are equal. 3 is equal to 3. Therefore, this whole subtraction is correct. So we can mark it as correct. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it taught you something new. Alright, and I will soon be posting a practice video where you will be understanding how to do subtraction using Nikhilam for larger numbers and also checking that subtraction using Navashesh more better and more clear. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye bye, until next time.